Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am here to review 5 new products for you. New to me, not necessarily new to the world. Some of these products have actually been out for years, but I am excited to review them and share them with you, and they're all focused on goals. All of these planners are goal-focused planners. You know that we talk about goals around here, and I know that as 2021 is approaching, a lot of you are thinking about what tools am I gonna use to focus on my goals in 2021? And that might be incorporating it into a planner that you already use and love, or it might be getting a whole new product. And I know I talk a lot around here about the Power Sheets and the Moxie Life planners because those are the products that I currently use and love. But there are a lot of options out there. So in this video, I am gonna share 5 products with you. I'm going to share the Plum Paper Ultimate Goal Planner. I'm going to share the Bloom Planner's Vision Planner. I'm going to share the My Next 90 Days Savor Planner. I'm gonna share the Full Focus Planner coiled version. And then I'm going to share the Digital Day Planner. And all of these planners were sent to me for review, but as you guys know, all of opinions are my own, and I am gonna tell you exactly what I think, what I like, what I don't like, and who I think this planner might be useful for based on your planning style, your goal setting style, who I think this planner might work well for, and whether or not it's something I might try. Now, I am planning to give away the planners that I'm not planning to keep, so keep an eye out for a giveaway link down below. I haven't looked at them yet, so once I look at them, I will decide whether it's something I'm gonna keep and try myself or something that I wanna give to one of you. But I will be giving away some of these products, so make sure you check out the giveaway link in the description box of this video. Let's get started. Okay, so the first one is the Plum Paper Goal Planner. It is the ultimate goal planner. That's what it's called on their website. I've had a ton of requests to review this product, so I'm excited to share it with you. It is your typical plum paper, so you've got a normal metal coil, you've got the plastic kind of cover on the outside, and then you've got their cover material on the inside that has a ton of different options and a lot of customization for this cover. So it is a weekly planner goal setting combo. So it's kind of like the Moxie Life is what I would kind of equate this to. It is a goal planner and a weekly planner. So you've got all the pages at the beginning that are in their normal weekly planner. So you've got special dates for all the years, and then you've got these 12 boxes. I've shown these before in other weekly Plum Paper reviews. You've got this notes page, and then you've got the tabs for all the months. You can start it in any month. I did get it to start in August because I had every intention of reviewing this earlier so I could send it to one of you. And I know that it's happening way later. So this planner did start in August of 2020. So in the back of the monthly tab, you have actually the same page that you have in the normal planners. Like in my daily planner, I have this same page. It's got goals, birthdays, events, things to remember, etc. I don't love this because I don't like writing on this like almost cardstock. You have to get like a different kind of pen. I don't really love that. So then it jumps into the goal stuff. And what it has you do is pick one major goal. So it says this month's goal, and you pick one major goal and you write that in this little box right here. Then you have mini goals each week to achieve that goal. So you would fill in goals that you would want to do each week. It has a section for big things happening this month, a monthly phrase to live by, kind of reminds me of the encouraging words in the Power Sheets. And then you've got steps you can take to work on self-care, healthier, challenge yourself, and make yourself proud. I like that section. But really it has you focusing on one major goal and then breaking it down week by week. Then you have your monthly layout, just the normal monthly layout. And then it starts the weekly layout. So on one side of the weekly layout, it has where you put your week 1 mini goal. So whatever that mini goal you put on that first page, you're gonna write that here. And then you can break it down even further, which you know I'm all about breaking it down. So you can have steps to achieve that goal, challenges you might face, what you're excited for, and then you have a habit tracker for the week with 4 different habits. Then it has like a reflection at the end of the week. So you have, how did you do this week? My favorite thing I did, act of kindness, place I went, thing that surprised me, this week's wins, how I will improve next week, and then something that you're grateful for. So it's kind of before the week and then after the week. And then on the other side is like the actual weekly layout. So it's got a section for every day of the week, Monday through Sunday. The weekends have the exact same amount of space, and it's just lines. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and then this little circle. I'm not really sure what that's for. Then you also have this section at the top that's got 4 like basically check boxes. So you could do your top 4 for the week. I don't know why it's 4 and not 3, but that's like the weekly layout that you've got. And then you just have that weekly layout. It's a dated planner for all the weeks. So you've got your week 2 mini goal, exact same layout, all the same questions that you had before, your week 3 mini goal, your week 4 mini goal, and then you have a monthly reflection page. So you've got my past month in 3 words. Did you hit your goal? Yes, no, but I will. What was the reason for your outcome? What challenges did you face? And then you have monthly favorites. So the same questions as the weekly ones. Things that I did, act of kindness, place I went, thing that surprised me. So you could either do something different or you could go pick like your number 1 favorite from all of these weekly ones. Then you have a wellness scale. So you've got on a scale of 1 to 5, happiness, fulfillment, calmness, energy, productivity, health, and then what I can improve on. So I do like, it's a pretty decent balance between prep and then reflection. It actually is, I feel like, a lot of reflection compared to some other goal setting systems. But if this is enough weekly layout for you, I think that this is a really good option. And then you just go into the next month. And that's what every month looks like in the normal Plum paper colors. And there really isn't any annual goals or quarterly goals. That's going to be the biggest difference between this system and pretty much any of the other goal setting systems that I've seen before, is that it is just focused on a month and then a week. And I think they have it that way because one of the big things with Plum paper is being able to pick your start date. And so if they added in these quarterly or these annual things, it would not line up well with being able to pick whatever start date you want. So it's really just focused on the month and then the week. But if you like that setup, like you don't need quarterly or annual goals and you just want to focus on 1 month at a time, and this weekly layout is enough for you, or you could make this just a goal setting planner and just do this related to your goals. Like the weekly layout is focused just on goals and you have your separate planner as well. You could do it that way too. But I think that this could be a really good option for some people. And then because it's a planner, in the back, we've got a couple note, because it's a planner. Of course it's a planner because it's a full like encompassing planner. You've got pages in the back, passwords, contacts, more contacts, holidays, and then a 2022 overview. And then it does have some stickers in the back, some goal setting stickers, the Plum paper stickers. You've got this page and then you have this page, and then there's a pocket. And that's it. You can also get this in the A5 size planner and in the big 8.5 by 11. So if you wanted like less space or more space, you could also get it in a different size. This one happens to be the 7 by 9. I thought that would be the best comparison to other planners, but you can get this smaller or bigger if that works better for you. Okay, the next one I'm excited to share with you is the Bloom planner. And I met the Bloom girls at one of the Go Wilds, and they are incredibly sweet. And the planner that we got at that Go Wild, I remember not being impressed with. I remember the paper quality not being great, and it was kind of a flimsy planner, and it just didn't feel like a luxury planner that we're all used to being obsessed with. Let's just put it that way. And so I'm excited to review this product because it does feel a little bit more luxurious and again, focuses specifically on goals. So it does have the normal coil. It's a gold coil with gold foil accents and gold corner protectors. There were a couple different cover options. This is the one that I chose because I just thought that it was fun and like a fresh start for 2021, but there are other cover options that you can pick. Not near as many as obviously as the Plum paper, but it does have some other options. What I didn't realize when I picked my cover though was that the inside was going to match the cover. So all of the inside of this planner is all this like green color because that's the cover I chose. So a lot of times I feel like with companies, the insides are the same regardless of the cover that you choose. And so you just kind of pick the cover that you like the most. But I think with this one, you need to be really picky about what inside color scheme you want when you're picking the cover. So just keep that in mind because I would not enjoy looking at this green color all year long. You might like this color, but this would drive me crazy. So just keep that in mind. If this is a layout that you feel like works for you, make sure you're picking a cover that has an inside color scheme that you're gonna love for a whole year. So it does have a yearly overview and then important dates. Similar to the Plum paper, this is a fully blown weekly planner. Then we go into kind of the goal setting prep work. So you've got a page where you talk about your purpose, so passions, talents, what the world needs, learn skills, your values, more of, less of, your goals for the year. So they have a space for you to put 5 goals and they don't have any categories. You just put 5, whatever your 5 goals are for the year. Things to look forward to, places you'd like to visit, hopefully someday. And then a space to put a vision board. That's what this page is for. I love these 2 pages. So you have what your perfect week would look like, your morning, afternoon, evening, what some things that you would do on a certain day throughout the week. And then you get to put your ideal weekly schedule. I've talked about this idea before in my How I Plan My Life video. your ideal week. What does your ideal week look like if everything was perfect? And I love that you have space to kind of map that out on paper. I've always done it digitally, but I know a lot of people also like to do things on paper. Then you have your monthly checklist, like a monthly task. So a lot of people use this for cleaning or things that you want to make sure you do every single month. I know a lot of people have built something similar like this in their notes pages. And then you have a bill tracker. So kind of the same thing, but focused specifically on bills. You have 2 pages of contacts. And then you have some notes pages at the beginning, website logins, and then we move into the month. So before the month start, you have your vision for the month. And so you write out goals for each of these different categories. One thing that I think is interesting is that at the beginning, you're just setting 5 kind of like generic goals for the year, but then at the month, they do have these categories already set for you, which is kind of interesting. But they do have 2 blank ones, so you could put whatever you want into those blank. It's just kind of interesting. And then they have a space to put 4 kind of tasks. So breaking things down. Again, I love breaking things down, and they suggest doing 1 per week, right? So you would have whatever your personal growth goal is, and then this is as if you were doing week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. So very similar to the Plum paper in that regards, except that it doesn't actually say the weeks, and you have all these categories, right? In the Plum paper, we are focusing on 1 goal for the month. In this one, you have all of these different categories. So then we have our monthly layout, which is, a typical monthly layout. It does have a little challenge. I like that kind of addition to it. I don't love the shading on Saturday and Sunday, but that's just a personal preference. Then we go into the weekly layout. So it is a vertical layout, essentially. So it starts on Monday, ends on Sunday. You have a space at the top to put your weekly focus. You've got lines all the way at the bottom. Then you have this like kind of blank box, and then 8 water glasses. What I don't love about this weekly layout is it doesn't pull the goals back into it. Like there's no other, it doesn't say anything else about the goals once you get to this weekly layout. So I don't know. I do love a vertical layout with lines. You guys know that, but I feel like for a goal planner, I kind of wish there was something else goal related on the actual weekly layouts. But if all you need is this accountability mixed in with your weekly layouts, then it could be a really great option for you. So then you keep flipping through all the weekly layouts, and then you move into February. So there is no reflection at all when you're dealing with this planner. You move straight into February, and it looks basically the same. And then you go through all the months. There is no quarterly refresh or any kind of revamp at any point. It all just looks the same as you go throughout all of it. And then when you get to the end of the planner, there's a space to put important dates for next year, and then your highlights. So you can put, this is kind of a reflection, but you can put what are all of your memorable moments, or I would even say accomplishments in each of these different categories. And then there is a pocket in the back. So I'm not gonna test out the paper in all these planners since I am giving some of them away, but I have talked about the Plum paper in other videos before. This paper is definitely not as great. With a heavy hand, I would struggle to find a pen that is gonna work on this paper and wouldn't shadow to the other side or leave a really significant ridging. It's very thin paper. So just something to keep in mind. I think that this planner is really great for people who love this weekly layout. This is their ideal weekly layout, and they like already having categories for their goals, and they don't need any additional accountability in terms of a reflection or check-ins besides this monthly page. And you could put a bookmark here, right, to flip back to it, but this is really all that you have breaking down throughout the year. It does have some of those prep pages at the beginning. That's something that the Plum paper didn't, and I like those. I like a lot of these pages at the beginning, especially, like the ideal week and those kinds of breakdowns. I do like the pages at the beginning, so that is a pro for sure for this planner. And I like all the quotes. I like the quotes on the monthly tabs. The monthly pages, by the way, feel exactly the same as all the other pages. They're not thicker. The tab is laminated, but the actual page is the same thickness as all of the other pages. So it is also a pretty thin planner, in terms of, it's really portable. And I mean, part of that is the paper quality. It's much thinner paper. So if you're somebody who wants a planner that's much more portable and on the go, this could be a really good option for you as well. Okay, I am really excited to review this planner. I saw Cindy flip through this planner sometime last year, I think, and I was intrigued by it then. But now that I've started doing more quarterly goal setting, I'm even more intrigued by this planner. It is a large planner. I did not realize how big it was gonna be. Here it is in comparison to that 7x9 Plum paper. It's definitely wider. and it's definitely taller. It's basically an 8.5 by 11. It's a big planner. There's a couple different cover options. None of it's like customizable. They all look like this with my next 90 days. I love this bright pink color, but they have a couple different cover options, including a couple more neutral options. There aren't corner protectors, so if you're somebody who takes your planners everywhere, that might be a negative for you. And it does have the wire O binding, although I've found that on smaller products, the wire O is not as annoying as it is when it's on a big product, but it is gold too, which you know is not my favorite. Okay, let's start flipping through. So we've got like an intro page, and then it talks about the 4 components. So self-care, a 90-day vision, weekly and daily rituals, and organizing your chaos. Those are their like 4 components to having this planner work. So the tabs in this planner are also very different from any planner that I've ever seen. So you have a couple of tabs at the beginning, self-care, vision, and plan, and we'll flip through everything. And then you have all the weeks. You have tabs for every single week. So it's a 12-week planner. It's a 90-day focus, which I think is really cool and really different to have tabs on the actual weeks. But again, there's a lot of pages for each week, and we'll get to that in a second. So we start with the self-care. So it's got some ideas talking about your skin, taking care of your skin, taking care of yourself, taking care of your soul, some ideas about friendship, taking care of your space. The pages with the tabs, by the way, are much thicker than all the other pages. It is more of a cardstock compared to the rest of these pages. I'll go ahead and comment on it. This paper also isn't great. This paper is also definitely a lower quality paper, so that's kind of a bummer. Then you have seeds, things to savor, another structure, so putting like themes on your day, and then your 90-day visions. This does have a reflection before you look at the future. So you've got looking back. So what have you learned in the last 90 days? What went well? What didn't go well? And then what's coming up on the future 90 days? What do you want it to look and feel like? And then you go into the vision. So they have this whole process, 0 through 5, of the steps that you're gonna go through. So this is like the prep work. And I do feel like there's value in prep work when you're picking a goal setting planner. I think the type of prep work and what works for everybody is gonna look different. And doing all of the prep work every 90 days is a little bit more intense, but I'm excited to see what this looks like. Okay, I said all of that, and that's actually not what this page is at all. All of these pages, they're not actually prep work. They're examples of how to do it. It's examples of what to do. So it's giving you ideas on what you would do for a week. So this is the first page and what they suggest that you do. And then basically it's how these steps 0 through 5 match up to their weekly layout, which is super interesting. So we might reference these pages when we come back to the weekly layout. So then you get into the plan. And so it's undated. So you could start this whenever you want. Again, it is a 90-day product, but it doesn't have to match up with the quarters. You don't have to start this on October 1st or January 1st or April 1st. Like you could start this any month and do it for any 90 days. So you've got monthly layouts. You've got blank monthly layouts for you to plan out. Actually, it's 4 months, which is good. So really, you don't even have to start this on the first of a month. You could pick the middle of the month if that's what works better for you. Like say you're a teacher and you finish school in the middle of June. You could start this June 15th, and then you could have June, July, August, halfway through September, and it could be like those could be your weeks. You don't even have to start this on the 1st because you've got 4 months of monthly layouts. All right, so then you go into the week. So again, just week 1, and you could start this any date. You put the date here. So your opening ritual first, so you set your intentions, you could vision, you could budget, you could sketch, and then it's got a quote at the bottom. Again, I'm gonna have to flip back to these pages a little bit here to see what that looks like. Then you've got detox your brain, so you dump everything out, and then there's a section for delegate, which I think is really cool if you decide like this is something that doesn't have to get done from me, but it has a brain dump section. Then you pick your top 3 priorities for the week, and then self-care every day. So what could you do to focus on your self-care? Okay, so then we get to the weekly layouts, and the weekly layout is very interesting to me. It's different than anything I've ever seen. And the first thing is that they have the weekdays split up from the weekend, but they don't call it that. They have it's called the 5-day plan and then weekend pleasures, and it could be any day of the week. They don't have it assigned like Monday through Friday. So if your week is Wednesday through Sunday, and then your like weekend is Monday, Tuesday, you could do it that way, which I think is super cool. But they have it split up, so you're kind of looking at it separately, which depending on how your week and your weekend vibe, like that may or may not work well for you. I think that it's really cool because then maybe your weekend is focused on pleasures and etc., and not things that like you have to do. I don't know, but it has the same categories. It's the same layout. So at the top, you write the date and then you circle the day of the week. And then you have 3 lines for your AM rituals. You have a section called Pull Weeds, which again, they explain all of this, but really this is like things that you don't want to do, but you have to do. And then you have a plant seed section, and then you have structure your day, which they have putting like the hours. You could also do like morning, day, and evening, or whatever works for you. By the way, there's very faint dot grid. So it's not that these don't have lines. There is a dot grid. You just, the light may not work. You might not be able to see them, but there is something to guide you. These aren't just big blank boxes. And then you have a PM rituals at the bottom, and then you have a whole notes section. And then you have the same the same layout for 2 days for the weekend, which is just really interesting to me. I think that this could be really good if you are somebody who truly does something very different on the weekends than what you do during whatever your weekdays look like. And you're really trying to focus on different things on the weekends. I think that this could be really helpful. And then you have a closing ritual. So I feel, I learned, I celebrate, what do I want to do differently or the same next week? And then there's these 2 like planning pages, which these are the pages I'm not sure how I would use. And they give you some examples. So you can circle the day of the week and write like AM meeting and just put the notes. You can not circle a day of the week and just have like a list or things that you need to do. Like this has a virtual happy hour. And so you've got things that you would do for that. That's not till Wednesday. So like there's 12 boxes. So it's not like you would do one for each day. And it could be a balance between the 2. I don't know. It's very interesting. These are the pages I would struggle with. I'm not really sure how I would use them. Then you have some more pages, just some pages to capture your thought. So then on their example, they've got like gift ideas for like mom, meal prep, things that you want to do. It's just basically like a category. And then this is a dot grid space for you to write out project and ideas, etc. It does feel like a lot of pages. And then it goes into the second week and it has that same layout for all 12 weeks. Until you get to the end, and then you have just a bunch of notes pages in the back. And then you have another kind of like looking back, what have I learned in the last 90 days, etc., going forward. And then there are stickers, and I really do like their stickers. I like their design. You know, they're very simple and small. You've got like workout, laundry day, etc. I love the bubble baths. You know, they're very focused on self-care, and so it's all very like self-care-y related things. But I do really like their stickers. So this planner is really tempting. It's super tempting to try because it's just so different. It's just so different. And I don't know if it would be in addition to a daily. I feel like it can't be. I feel like this has to be like the only planner that I would use. I wouldn't use it in addition to my daily, but I want to try it. Like I want to give it a go. So I am going to keep this one for myself because I think that this is something that I might try and use their system at some point because I've been doing this like this 90-day, 90-day structure, I guess. This is the Full Focus Planner, and I have seen this planner it pops up in my advertisements all the time for years. And then I did finally start following them on Instagram, and they finally came out with a coiled version. That's basically why I decided to look at this planner because they came out with a coiled one. This is a small planner. So here it is in comparison to the Plum Paper 7x9. It is the same height, but it's not the same width. So it's not an A5 size planner because it's not that short, but it is a lot narrower. So this is a good portable planner if you're somebody who needs a portable planner. It doesn't have any kind of elastic on it, but it does have a hard cover. It does have the wire O binding, so if you hate that, and it's got a gold accent on it. They do have a couple different cover options, but they're very simple, very almost plain. That's the word I want to use. They're very plain. Like the cover options are not exciting, but that's because they want you to focus on what's on the inside. So on the inside, they do have this kind of like artwork design. So even though the outside is boring, the inside's a little bit more exciting. And this one is interesting because it has space for like goals, annual goals and goal breakdowns, and I'll show you that, but it's only a 90-day planner and it's a daily. So it's like a normal thickness, but it is a 90-day planner again, kind of like that other 91, which is the other reason that I'm excited about this. So before you get started, they kind of explain to you like how to do this, like how to pick goals, how many goals to pick, how to use the different pages, and they kind of walk you through to get comfortable with the planner. So we've got annual goals to start. So you've got a checkbox column, so you can check it off when you accomplish that, which I think is cool. The number, I'm assuming that's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The goal statement, and then what quarter you're planning to work on your goal in, which I think is cool. Then you have a breakdown page for all of your goals. So you have what your goal is. Is it an achievement goal? Is it a habit goal? What kind of category does it fall into? Spiritual, intellectual, emotional, etc. What are your key motivations? So what's your why for this goal? What are the steps that you're gonna have to take to reach your goal? What are you gonna reward yourself once you achieve that goal? And then there's a tracker if it's a habit goal. So you have a breakdown for 12 different goals, if that's how many goals you'd like to have for the quarter. So almost as if you're picking like 4 per month, give or take. And so you can kind of break down your goals that way. Then you have the monthly layout. And again, this is also an undated planner. So you could start this whenever you want. And all the months are together at the beginning. So you've got 3 monthly layouts. I think I got that confused. The other one had 4 monthly layouts if you wanted to start in the middle of a month. This one, you really kind of have to start on the first of a month because you only have 3 monthly layouts. So then you have these kind of year at a glance. What I think these pages are is for you to put, like, this is the quarter that we're on, right? So say I was doing like Q4 of 2020, and then this would be Q1 of 21, Q2 of 21, Q3 of 21, and then I have sections to write down things that are coming up in advance. That's how I think that these pages work. That's how I would use them, but I'm not 100% sure if that's what they intended. Then you have these pages where you write down your daily rituals, which I think is really cool. And I've been doing this a lot in my app, my Routine Meister app, but you would put like your morning ritual. What are the things that you'd like to do in the morning and how much time would you like to spend? And then what is your total time for your morning routine? They have the same thing for a workday startup, a workday shutdown, and then an evening ritual. Those are the 4 rituals. You'll see that carried throughout the planner that they encourage you to do like every single day. So then you have your ideal week. Again, another planner doing this ideal week thing, which I love. This one, however, has actual times. So from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., it's got a half-hour spot for each for you to map out what your ideal week would look like. I love the idea of writing this down on paper. So then you have key projects, and this is for the whole quarter. So you have about a page and a half to write down projects and due dates for them. And then you have your weekly big 3. You'll see this in a different spot for the future weeks, but for the first week, this is where it is. And then you go into the daily layouts, which are, there's a lot there's 2 pages for each day. So at the top, it shows you the weeks remaining in the quarter, and then you can put the date at the top. You have a space to check off all 4 of those rituals that we talked about. They have your daily big 3, so it has a place for you to put your top 3, and then it has all space for all of your other tasks. And then it even has a little key for their recommended, like to mark it off, done, waiting for, delegate, defer, delete. And then it has an hourly breakdown. So it doesn't have the number, but it really goes from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., but it only has the numbers from 6 to 8, and it does have it in half-hour breakdown, so that's pretty awesome. And then on this side, it's got a note section. So this is just like a place for you to write down a brain dump, I guess, everything that comes up. What I love about this is it's separate from the other task, right? So these are things that I might want to get done that day, and then these are things that just I need to write down that come up during the day. That happens to me all the time, and sometimes I don't know where to write that. So my struggle in actually using this planner now is I don't need this hourly breakdown except for work. I guess I could use this for work. Like, this could be a good work planner. I just won't worry about the morning and the evening. And then my daily big, actually I might try that. I might try this as a specific work planner, even though I do love the goal setting aspect to it, but maybe that's what this will be. So you have the same layout for every single week, every single day of the week. That's why it's still a pretty big planner, even though it's only 90 days, because you've got 2 pages for every single day of the week. Saturday and Sunday look exactly the same. They have the exact same layout as the rest of it. Then you have your like weekly prep work, basically. So that's how they kind of have you check in and reflect, is every single week. So you have your biggest wins, 3 to 5 major accomplishments. You have your action review. How did your big 3 get? What worked? What didn't? And then you have a list sweep. So you go through the list and either move things on. Are you deferring them? Are you delegating them? Etc. And then you have a weekly overview, both personal and professional. What are some important things coming up for you? Then you have kind of an overview that you can kind of jot down the week at a glance. This one does have Saturday and Sunday with smaller boxes, which is kind of unfortunate because so far we've had them be very equal. So that's kind of a bummer. Then you have your weekly big 3, and then you have your self-care. So they encourage you to plan and prepare for sleep, eat, move, connect, and relax. And then you move into the next week. And so you've got, again, all of your weekly days, and then you have, again, that weekly reflection, and you keep going. This planner obviously doesn't have tabs, so you're gonna have to find a way to keep your spot. I don't know, I need to check their website if they have a bookmark. I need to find more bookmarks for the wire O binding, by the way. So then we get to the end, so we've got the last week, there's last Saturday, Sunday, and then it has the weekly preview for the next upcoming week if you were to move into the next planner. And then you have a quarterly preview before you move into the next planner. So what worked, what didn't, what are you gonna keep doing? And then it has these other things that they recommend you go back and do at the beginning of your next planner. So the annual goal review, the monthly calendar, the ideal week, etc. And then there's just some more notes pages in the back. Just a bunch of blank notes pages. And their notes pages are interesting because they've got like a space here that you could write either a number or a check mark. And then they have this little clock as if you were going to write like when you might work on that. And then that's it. So that is I think that this is a really great planner. I think this is the kind of planner that I would love and would work really well for me if I was doing Plan with Laken full time, because I like that the goal stuff is intertwined with my a daily planner. Right now for personal, I don't need a daily planner that's got the hour breakdown because from 9 to 5, I'm at work. So that is kind of a waste. I don't know though, it could work for a daily planner. Like this could work. And then instead of just doing morning, day, and evening, I could actually write it at the time that it's gonna happen. I love this part, the check-in with the rituals, and I love the big 3. And I love the weekly prep work. I think that that's also really great and something that I don't do frequently that I really like. I don't know. I'm torn on this planner. I can't decide. I really like it. And the cover is boring, but I do like this like teal color. All right, I have one more planner to flip through for you, and this is the digital day planner. And this one is a little bit different. It's not as focused on goals as the prior planners that we looked at. It's really focused on a very specific goal. So if you have a very specific goal of growing your presence on social media or just increasing any of those kinds of digital platforms, then this planner is really focusing in on that. So the planner itself is massive. I'm trying to show you for scale. This is my Moxie Life, which is a normal 7x9, and it is multiple inches this direction and way multiple inches up this direction. Like it is bigger than a classic 8.5x11, which I think is interesting because when the person who created this planner reached out to me to review it, I was like, oh, well, I would love to try something different because, you know, there's a couple complaints I have about the content planner that I do like to use and try to use it more frequently. I'm actually doing a very good job this month, but it's huge, it's massive. And so I was like, oh, I'm totally down to try it. And then I got this and I was like, it's still massive. So it just seems like having a digital planner or content focused planner that's focused for content but isn't massive is really hard to come by. But there are a lot of great things about this planner and I'm excited to flip through it and show it to you. It does have a hard cover on the outside and it does have a wire O binding, but it's a very small one, so it shouldn't cause you too much issue, and it's white, which I really like. The color scheme for the planner is very bright, and if you know me, I love me some color and I love bright colors. It's almost a little too bright, but let me show you. So this is, you can already see with the color scheme, but it's called the Digital Day Planner, Preparation for Good Digital Days. It starts with just some letters from the creator. Her name is Tisha. She is very sweet. And she also has a video on YouTube that I will link below talking all about the planner from her perspective. She does it really more like front facing and she just kind of explains some things to you about the planner itself in each of the different sections. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in more information on this planner. But let's start flipping through. So it starts with social media holidays and it recommends like different holidays that you can celebrate January through December. It doesn't have any specific dates, like actual dates, so you'd have to go look those up yourself, but it is, you know, something to get you started. It is, I understand not putting the actual dates because then you're stuck with that 1 year instead of it being, you know, you could use it for any years. So then it has a pocket in the front, which I think is super interesting. It's just this white paper pocket, and then it has a bunch of stickers. Look at I mean, I'm all for the stickers. So they are super like glossy paper, and it's all these little icons. You've got like a light bulb and an airplane. I don't know when we're gonna need those again. So it's got all these little icons, and I don't even have to tell you what they stand for because that's what this page is for. I love this. I love that there's a legend that tells me exactly what the stickers do. Events, goal setting, vacation, email, evergreen, like exactly what they're for. Here's the legend. I love that. And then it also has tabs because it's an undated planner so you can add the months to the tabs. Now, this would probably drive me bonkers is if the color of the tab isn't matching the color of the the sticker. Like that would probably drive me crazy. I almost kind of wish these were all just one color so it wouldn't matter, but that's just a personal preference. So it is a 6-month planner. It is undated. So again, you're putting the stickers for whatever month it is, but there are enough sections for 6 months and each section is the same. So the page with the tab is a thicker, more of a cardstock page, and the tab itself is not laminated. It is still just that cardstock, but again, you're putting the sticker on it, so then it kind of becomes laminated, kind of with a sticker on it. So the first page is a brainstorm. So you have some ideas, innovate, create, and then buzzworthy messaging. So what are you trying to kind of talk about this month? What's popular this month? Like if you were doing this for November, you might want to talk about the election, you might or might not, but just kind of what's popular this month. Then you have a page that's got a couple different sections. So you've got the blog or the vlog plan. So you could plan out your blog or your vlogs, and you could have topics, and then you could have different bullet points. I wish that it didn't actually say topic and bullet point here, because I would probably put my dates, like the vlog dates, and then also put some different like actual like ideas in the bullet points, but I wish that it didn't say topic. I mean, I could write over it. It's very faint. I would probably put the date and then like the topics there. So then you have a section for podcasts. I like the specificity, but at the same time, if you don't have it, then now that section is kind of useless for you. So I don't know. I'm torn because I do like things that are pre-labeled. I like that, but I also don't want a space that I'm not going to use. And like, I wouldn't use this section, but it does say the podcast plan, topics for the month. Then you have all the topics, and then you can put guest name and contact info. Again, it's very faint. Kind of wish it didn't have that, again, written there, because what if you have a podcast where you don't have guests and it's just you? And then it has sections for SMART goals. So a place to set 3 goals and then to actually do the SMART acronym. I have other feelings on the actual SMART acronym. I'm not going to go through that in this because I don't want to, she didn't come up with that, so I'm not going to fault her for that. But I like that I like that there's goals. I kind of just wish it was like 3 goal sections. Then you have it broken down by weeks. You've got weeks 1 through 5, and you've got 3 different email topics. So what would the topics be for your emails? And I like that you can see all this at one time so you can kind of relate it, right? Like, so the blog is going up this date and it's going to be these things, and then the email would go out this date and it's going to match. I will likely never send this many emails, like 3 emails a week for every week of the month. Like that's way more emails than I personally send. I don't know if other businesses, like depending on your business and your digital platform, you might send that many emails. I personally don't send that many emails. So I would never use this entire page. I kind of wish that like I had more of the blog vlog section, because especially for a whole month, right? If I'm uploading 2 videos a week, if one's a vlog and a normal video every week of the month, this isn't enough space for me, and this is too much space for me. But that, again, is just my personal situation. Then you have the text messaging plan. So if you are going to be texting people, you know, what you're going to text them about, keywords Monday through Friday, every day of the week. I don't know how many people have a texting system. I do, but it's part of my Patreon. So I would use this section for my Patreon, but I don't know how many people have a texting section. And then you have the paid media plan. So if you're doing paid advertising on any of these platforms, how much are you spending? What's your target audience, etc. And then you have the creative plan. So you would put your ideas for graphics, still, motion, videos, and stories. I like this page. I kind of actually wish this was like up here. Like I feel like this goes with the brainstorm, as I would brainstorm this and then move into the actual planning. But I guess, or her idea is probably that you're going to plan the topic and then go put the ideas behind the topics. That's probably makes more sense. So then you have the actual content calendar broken down by week. So you have one layout like this for each of the weeks. So you've got Monday through Sunday, you've got actual content. So you could put like what you're going to post on Instagram. You've got a Facebook group. I actually like that section because then I could track what I'm doing for the Patreon Facebook group. You've got a hashtag strategy, and then email topic, blog topic, live topic, podcast, texting, hot handles, content that converts to cash, and then you have a recap. So what was I like this section a lot. Your top performing, your lowest performing, wins and opportunities for every single week instead of every single month. I really like that. Your clicks from each of your socials, and then how much money you made from each one. I like this section a lot. So you have that for every week. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, since some months have 5 weeks. And then you have the last page that's got some tips on how to keep going and just some content suggestions. And then you move into the next month. I love this quote. I love this this page to kick off the next month. And it looks the same. And then you've got a different type of tips page in the back. And so that repeats for 6 months. and you have 6 months full of that. And then you have these bonus sections in the back. So bonus plans. You have an event plan. So if you're planning an event, like all the different details and what that looks like. You have a product plan. So if you're launching a product, like what does that look like from start to finish? And that's it. So I don't know. I'm torn. There's some things I really like about this planner and then some things that I really would struggle with. One, again, is the size. Like, and again, another giant planner that I don't have space for on my desk, and that would drive me bonkers. The color is almost too much, which is funny coming from me because I love bright colors, but it's almost, it's just almost too much color for me. And then some of it, I just don't think I would use all of that space. Like I don't think I would use all the email space. I obviously wouldn't use the podcast space, but some of it I really like. I really like the Facebook section. I really like the texting section, and I really like the recap section. So I almost wish I could just like merge some of the weekly pieces of this with my monthly content planner, because I do like the monthly layout on the content planner. But those are my thoughts. That's how I feel about this planner. I feel like if you do think you would use all these sections, I think it could be really valuable. And I think depending on what kind of media platform you have, you could totally use all these sections. I know people that blog and podcast and send emails, like they would totally use it. But I just don't know if that's me. I like the tips pages though. That's definitely a pro, and all the quotes. You know, I'm always here for a good motivational quote. So those are my thoughts on this planner. Let me know down in the comments if this is something that you would be interested in. And again, I will link the video below where she goes through this product from her perspective. All right, that's it. A lot of planners, a lot of flip throughs, a lot of decisions to be made. There's just so many beautiful products and so many different things. And sometimes it just takes figuring out which one works best for you to really make progress on your goals. I truly believe, especially for those of us that love pen and paper and writing things down, that you will accomplish more if you have a tool that you like and that works well for you. And what works for me, what works for somebody else may not be what works best for you. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any other questions, something I didn't cover about these products, please ask them in the comments down below, and I'm happy to answer them as you decide which of these planners might work best for you in 2021. If you liked this video, if you like this style of video where I review a bunch of things in one, I get a lot of requests to view products, and just with the number of videos on my channel, it's very rare that I will review one singular product. And so I kind of like the idea of grouping all these together. Basically, one of these companies reached out to me and I was like, yeah, I'll review that. And then I was like, well, let's add some other things in. And so I picked some other products that I'd wanted to review or you'd request that I review, and I reached out to those companies and asked them to send. So like I said, all these products were sent to me for my review, or credits in the case of Plum paper, but some of them I did specifically choose because I knew that it could be valuable for you. So if you like this style where I kind of combine a bunch of things and review it in one video, let me know if there's any other categories or something that would be valuable to you as we go into the new year. And that is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning. And that might be incorporating it into that are like in what? That's not a weekly layout. Okay, we're gonna film all that section again. You could vidget, oops, jumping the page. With a monthly, blah, blah, blah.